Alright, good morning everybody. Welcome to today's Train Sim World 2 live stream. We are not on Flight Simulator. We are on First Ignored. We are on the DBBR 112.1. Finnentrop to Hagen. Morning, everybody. I'll be in the chat in just a second. I'm just making sure I'm getting every. All right. Good morning, Mr. Addies. Good morning, Pithers. Good morning, Patrick. All right, we are all set. Let's get in here and get our locomotive set up, and we'll be on our way. Hopefully everybody's doing well on this Tuesday morning. All right. Oh, we don't even have to open the doors. We just get underway here. Once we get everything turned on. Let's see, let's make sure we have. Let's get our PZB and CIFA on. PZB is on. CIFA should be right. There it is. All right. Short pantograph is up. All right. Let's. Oh, almost forgot something. The brake key. There we are. Easy to forget things. Where's mine? We are underway. Good morning, Amela. Let's get a move on here. I'm going to be speeding. All right. Our first stop is there. I think it's supposed to be Hagen to Finnentrop, not Finnentrop to Hagen. I have to change it. Oh, good morning. Happy birthday, Mr. Adams. Many happy returns for you. Where is my desktop? I feel like there's like a lamp that goes. So yeah, we're just going to do this semi-fast service. We're actually going from Hagen to Finnentrop, not the other way around. Setting up my farm for a few from... oh, nice. You're welcome, Mr. Addies. Got anything special planned for the day, or just chilling, or? Oh, a theme park today. Nice. Uh-oh. I must have missed something. Oh, boy. Did we come under a... Was there a magnet that I didn't see or something? I must have missed something. Interesting. That's alright, it happens. Alright, now let's get up to 70. For some reason, that one always seems to kind of catch... Wow. Okay, that's twice now. Well, we're gonna be late on this service, that's for sure. Wait for the brakes to release. Good morning, Mick. I guess I'm not supposed to go faster than 40 kilometers. Alright. I thought for sure we were released from all that. We should be released. That's really strange. There's our new speed. Oh, you know what? We probably had a speed reduction boards that I missed. I bet you that's what it was. busy fiddle farting around with everything. So for today on Flight Simulator, we're going to do, well, I was going to do the jet training stuff, the push back and taking off and all that kind of stuff. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a flight. The jet stuff, I kind of tinkered around last night in Flight Simulator, and I think I need to spend some time in the props before I start mucking around with the jets. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to take a... you broke another tree. I know. Well, it's been quite some time since I've been on this route too, and there's probably some signals that I've been missing. Yeah, so I think I missed some speed reduction boards. That's what was throwing the train into fits. So we should have one coming up here for this reduction to 80 kph. So yeah, I'm missing my speed reduction stuff, I think. Story time today. Yeah, on Flight Simulator there will be kind of story time later on this morning. Yeah, we can kind of do that. So we're going to do a flight from the airport near the lake, or, well, not near, it's the town where my grandparents, my mom's mom and dad, when my grandfather retired from Montgomery Wards, they moved up to the lake. I think I've told this story. So we're going to take off from that airport, and then we're going to head to Sacramento. We're gonna do that stream at 9 o'clock this morning. That way it'll be about 6 a.m. West Coast time, so the sun will be coming up. I had two. Nice. Yeah, I'm really struggling with the jets. That I've got to practice a little bit more before. I think I'd rather stick with the props before we get to the. We try our hand at the jet stuff, because it's a lot, and I'm gonna have to practice off stream before I can. Even like the private ones, like the smaller, like Learjet sort of stuff. I'm not having much luck with that either. So we're gonna do a prop plane flight from the town of Chester to Sacramento. They have like an executive airport. We won't fly into the big airport. So all right, we gotta get on the brakes here. We're late, so well, it happens. Yeah, I can imagine. I would agree with that, Mick. Whenever you have a successful flight overall, and then you land and it goes well, it's like it's like when you complete a service and you've got all the safety stuff on and everything goes well and you're on time, and or even like the steam trains, once you get the steam locomotive going, it's and you're able to keep the train moving. That's a pretty big deal. want you to stop here. Try to rob me of my points. Well, it's not spot on, but close enough. Bit of bumpy landing yesterday. I'm still... Well, hopefully this one won't be so bad. I think it's going to be a fun flight. It'll be a nice morning takeoff from we're going to go we're going to take off towards the lake, actually, and then we'll climb up and then we'll make our way towards Sacramento. So, yeah, should be a good time. Hopefully it'll be very scenic and all that too. So, yeah, I think it'll be a good flight. Why does it seem like these... Alright, let's get the doors locked. At least the passengers have a well-lit area. Alright. Verdal is next. We have a speed increase right here as we come out of the station. That's always nice. It got a bit messy. Well, hopefully it'll be a nice relax. It should be very scenic. So the area, Lake Almanor is the lake. It's a man-made lake, and the cabin where, I think I've told this story before, the cabin where my grandparents retired to was the foreman of the lake. That's where he lived until the lake was completed. Somebody else has bought it. It has burned before. It's been rebuilt. And unfortunately right now it's under threat again because there's another forest fire up in the area there. PG&E has already said that they think they're responsible for this fire as well, which is the gas or the electric. It's called Pacific Gas and Electric. So yeah. But there's a volcano there. Mount Lassen is the active volcano. Well, it's not active. I don't think it's erupted in quite some time, but you know, on a clear day from the lake, you can see Mount Lassen. So yeah, you can actually drive up to the summit. I think, you know, during the summer we used to, when I was a kid, we'd drive up there. So yeah, very, very pretty area. You know, fishing and water skiing, golfing, that sort of stuff. So yeah, very, very nice. If I can, I'm going to try. But to be honest, it was looking so smooth until... Yeah, I thought so too, Mick. I thought we were going to nail that one, and yeah, I don't know. I think I just... What I've been trying to do off stream, and I did last night before I went to bed, is I was in the prop plane. I'm going to have to eventually, once I get comfortable with the props, then I'll do it with the jets. I'll take off from an airport, I just take off, and then once I get to a high enough altitude, then I'll say, okay, I'm requesting clearance for landing, and it will give me the instructions for the landing pattern. If I follow all of that, then I think I stand a pretty good chance of landing. It's just getting that power just right and that touchdown where I hit but I don't bounce. That's my biggest problem, is I'm bouncing once I touch the runway. It's like the plane just decides to do this. It's like a bouncy house sort of thing. So I'm not sure. I just have to get, I'm trying not to be too aggressive with the controller either. So I don't know what else to do other than, everybody says, just practice the landings and you'll be fine. So yeah, I don't know. It's but yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to kind of baby step it a little bit in a way, just till I feel comfortable with how things go. But I mean, the takeoff and everything is, I think I'm really good with that. All right, here's our reduction board as we come in for our 70 kilometers, just on the other side of our stopping point here. So yeah, if I can, what I'm going to try to do is once we take off, I'm going to bank a little left, and we're going to go along the coast of the lake and see if we can kind of see possibly the area where I can find it on the map, or like when I'm setting up the flight, I can find it, but I gotta find it I gotta see if I can't take off, and then we'll circle back around and then head towards Sacramento. So we'll try that. The tower might give me some grief for it, but that's a little bit better stop, but not by much. So yeah, we'll try that. We'll go along the coast of the lake, and then we'll circle back around and head towards Sacramento. So hopefully it'll be a nice scenic flight. So yeah. And can we get a few more? Somebody just read my mind. Looks like, can we get a few thumbs up if you do appreciate the shenanigans already? Yeah, I think it's going to be a good flight. We'll take off, and we'll kind of cruise around the coast of the lake. We'll try to be at about 1,000 feet, and then we'll climb up afterwards. All right, Letmata. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right or not. See if we can get out from underneath that. Nope, we're under that 1,000 hertz magnet there. So we have to watch our speed. All right. No more magnet. Can we? All right. Now we should be able to start speeding up a little bit. There we go. Through the tunnel. Yeah, so hello, Road Trains channel. I'm very well. How are you? Welcome to the stream. See, it's weird. It goes 90 and then it goes right back down to 80. So we're going to see a reduction board at some point before we hit that 80. Yeah, I think it'll be a good view. It's a very kind of quiet area. You know, they do get snow in the winter. Oh, there's our reduction board right there. Can I ask where I'm from? I'm from the United States, California originally. Our new speed. Yeah, I tell you, Mick, it's an area that you would probably kind of really appreciate. The backyard of where my grandparents' cabin was, that backyard property, it's all national forest. Oh, I love all the routes, Ro. You know, I'm not in favor of any of them. You know, I do like Peninsula Corridor, but I'll play all the routes. I don't, you know, I'm not like, I don't think I'm, you know, against any of them. So, yeah, I love all the routes. So, yeah. If you look at all the videos I've done so far, I try to mix it up, try to do German, British, American. I need to get back on Cathcart Circle. Matter of fact, that's what we'll do tomorrow's Cathcart Circle. I haven't done that one in a while either. But yeah, it's a really quiet and so you got backyard national forest, and then you have on the the cabin where my grandparents were, you know, basically when my grandparents were alive, after dinner we'd go for a walk. They call it the walk around the loop, and you walk up the hill and then you turn right, go down, turn right again, and come up. You could do 2 of those, and that's what my grandfather did just to stay active, for instance. If someone loves trains like you and me, I love all the routes. Yeah, I do too. You know, I know some people don't like some of the American routes, like Sandpatch Grade, for instance, because it's slow and you know, people say it's boring, but you know, it's appreciating different aspects of railroading, I think. So yeah, I don't particularly care for people who are like, well, I'm not going to play, you know, and you don't have to play all the routes if you don't want to, you know, but you shouldn't come in and trash You know, like I wouldn't go anybody's stream and trash British routes, for instance, or German routes, you know. But yeah, you would really like it, Mick. It's a very and they have like a dockside sort of, you know, mom and pop sort of owned restaurant place. I don't know if it's still open or not, but you know, you could go there and eat dinner outside right by the lake or whatever. Or, you know, if you knew somebody who had a boat, you could go out there on the lake and have lunch on the lake. And no, I'm playing on an Xbox Series S, Ro. Lots of people I know play on the PlayStation 4 or 5. I had an Xbox One X, and then I bought the Series S because it was the only one that was affordable and available. So, yeah. You should see that 70 board. Yep, there it is right there. It's kind of, you know, normally I'm outside here, but I feel like it's kind of difficult. Like I feel like I'm missing too many of the boards if I'm outside the... I gotta play this route again a little bit more often. Oh, I see why we slowed down, because we were coming through this station here. But yeah, it should be a nice flight today. Hopefully the weather's halfway decent, and we'll get some nice sunrise color in the clouds and everything. But eventually what we'll do is we'll build it up to not only just doing the jet services, but I'm not into trains myself, but I got the game so I see what it's like to be a driver, and I'm waiting. Yeah, I know I think everybody's waiting on the Steam aspect to be introduced to the game. That's going to be a huge hit, I think. I think that's just going to be that's going to be another challenge, that getting that locomotive moving, you know. I mean, I would imagine that the steam locomotive drivers, their first day in, you know, driving the train, that you know, they were probably nervous. I wonder how many of them screwed it up on the first go around, you know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. I'm waiting for them. Don't we have a roadmap today as well? I think we do, don't we? Freight service right there. That's where we're heading to, right there. Oh my goodness, you gotta be kidding me. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Somebody's riding their motorized bicycle through our parking lot, revving their engine. Oh. We've got no common courtesy around here, I swear. I'm waiting a locomotive for this route. Worst ignored is the DB232. Is that the one of the ones that is supposed to be coming to the game? I think that they're still working on it, if I remember correctly. There's so much stuff that it's been on the roadmap for quite some time is in production, and I kind of feel like it's kind of gotten lost. Like there was like 3 or 4 additional locomotives that we were supposed to be getting. That just seem to not known. It's a German-Russian look. If it's not something that they're actively working on, the chances of it coming are probably pretty slim to none. Although, if it's not something that they're actually working on, but you can go to the Dovetail Game forums. They do have a suggestion area that you can put that in, and if it's something they can do, I think they would be more than happy to look into it. The only thing is it something that is readily available for them to scan in and create, or get an idea of the dimensions, and then also get the sound recorded as well. So I know that but that's what all these sims are about. So to see what it's like to drive and fly for the yeah, exactly, Nick. I agree with that. I agree. Yeah, I know there was like 3 or 4 locomotives that they had in production, that been in production for quite some time. Of course, the most notorious one is the 313, which hasn't. Who knows when we're going to hear about that? It was supposed to, and then it got pushed back. So there was like a list. Some at the bottom, and all the in production stuff. There was like a handful of things that they were working on. That seemed to kind of Rush Hour has been the if you have this Discord, I could I'll look it up later. It's fine. I'm on Discord, but I don't have a personal one. But I'll look it up. I think I'm gonna screw this up here, maybe. Not. It's the DB232. Okay, I'll look that up here once the stream's over with. Alright, at least we got that. You can always hang out, Ro. It's always good. No worries. DB232. More than welcome to hang out. Okay, so it is, alright, so it's coming to the game. Okay. That looks pretty sharp. Yeah. So yeah, they are working on it. It's one of the ones that they're still been in production. Does the family still have the No, Mick. When my grandfather, he passed away first. My grandmother tried to hold on to it, but I think she was so heartbroken that it was very difficult because, especially during the winter, it's a, you know, it was hard for her to kind of take care of herself in the wintertime. And so she eventually sold it. My mom and stepdad had discussed buying the cabin from her, but she, for whatever reason, said no. Which was, okay, Hagen is next, so I guess we did go from Finnentrop. So yeah, we were correct. Finnentrop to Hagen. I thought it was Hagen to Finnentrop. But, yeah, for whatever reason, apparently, she declined their offer. And so somebody else bought it. Now, the person that they did sell it to, one of the things was that he agreed that he would keep the cabin as it was. My grandfather did some additional work on the cabin and added some value to it. And that was her only stipulation, was that would be respected, and he agreed to that. So, yeah, I wish it had stayed in the family, because it's a nice piece of property, you know, being right on the forest there. You know, yeah, it's but yeah, I wish we had kept it in the family. But matter of fact, I think my mom and stepdad told me the story that they had made an offer, and my grandmother said no for no explicable reason. So I don't know, kind of weird. Alright, so Hagen is next. We're going all the way over there, so it's going to be a bit of a loop around. But so Rob, you liked it? Yeah, it looks good, bro. It does. I think it'd be a nice addition to the game when they're finally done with it. But the person who owns the cabin now, whenever my aunt's been up there visiting my mom and stepdad, or you know, he's been more than welcoming. You know, if you just say, you know, your his home Hornstown. Oh, for the 232, I've not heard it. But yeah, I'm sure it'll sound pretty good. Well, maybe not initially, because they do use a lot of recycled things, and then they eventually get the right one in there. But they put something in just so that you have a horn, it seems like. So, yeah. Alright, got an increase to 120 coming up. But yeah, the new owner has been very pleasant. Apparently, I don't think I've met him myself, but my mom especially has said, yeah, anytime they've gone by, he's happy to see them and doesn't, fuss about it or squatch watching. Huh. Yeah, it's growing up, whenever we'd visit for the summer, my grandfather he had retaining walls put in the back part of the property there, just in the back part of the cabin. So he made like a concrete patio area, and then with the retaining wall, he would buy deer feed, and so he'd put that out, and of course the squirrels would come and eat it sometimes, but then the deer would just come out of the forest, and you could just sit there and watch the deer eat. And you know, he never hunted, but you know, he always fed the deer. Matter of fact, there was one that was injured, and you know, came up there, and my grandfather helped her. You know, helped. It was a doe that was injured. You'd see mama deers bring their babies up, and they'd sit there and eat, and you know, the fawns and bucks that were, you know, pretty good size, you know, with their horns would come in, and you know, but yeah, they were, you know, that was like the really cool thing. You could just sit back there, and it had a fireplace and all that. And so, you know, in the evening time, you just sit out there with hot cocoa and just enjoy the sounds of the forest. And it's just nice and quiet. Moving right along here. Got 110 coming up, so we should see a reduction board coming up for that. Well, yeah, we'll talk more about the area and all that when we fly. So yeah, we're gonna do that at about 9 o'clock, so that way it's a little bit later in the morning, because we do have it where it's the time is real world time. So the sun should be coming up by then. Should be a nice takeoff over the lake. And matter of fact, there's 2 runways. I think there's one that actually goes out. Matter of fact, we're going to take off from that one. We'll do an actual takeoff over the lake. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Oh, there it is, right there. There's the 110 board. One of the things I'm going to have to figure out, and it would be good for you know, something like what we're going to try to do today, is put in waypoints, so we take off and then we, you know, if I can take off and then slowly fly over where that area is, where the cabin is, and then turn. Yeah, it's I know Paige would love. She is an outdoor. Yeah, it's you know, and one of the things that my grandfather taught me, whether he meant to or not, was you know, he always, I think, passed on an appreciation for nature, not in a, you know, in a way that made you, you know, I don't want to say extremist, but you know, he did love nature. He did love being in the outdoors. Like, he volunteered to be part of the search and rescue. When they moved up there, he got snowmobiles so that he could be part of the volunteer search and rescue. You know, he not only appreciated nature, but he was very much, you know, community was an important part for him as well, I think. Because they all, up there, especially during the winter, you kind of had to rely on each other. Because if the snow got really deep, it was going to be a bit of time before, you could probably get dug out. The streets be cleared and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, he was very. I think that was just something he enjoyed doing, but I think he enjoyed the nature, he enjoyed the peace and quiet, so. And there was a lot of other retired folks who lived up there, and they all became friends, and, there was a volunteer fire department up the street, which my grandfather was part of as well, with the search and rescue stuff, and, yeah, it was a nice way to spend summers. My brother and I would take turns. I'd go up for a week and then he'd go up for a week. So, yeah. I know that says 50, but we're going to get down to 40 because I know eventually we're going to come under. Oh, yeah, see. I guess I wasn't slowing down fast enough. Oh boy. Either that or I missed a board or something, but oh well, it happens. Alright. Let's get the brakes released. Yeah, I know we have. Well, now that we're under the 1000 hertz magnet, we're gonna. Wow, why are the brakes not? That's odd. Okay. Let's put the check the pantograph, because it seemed like now we're not getting power. Yeah, for some reason the circuit breaker totally tripped and we lost power. Interesting. But yeah, we'll talk more about it here in a couple hours, about an hour and a half. It could be time to eat some breakfast and all that as well. But hopefully we have a night. I think the flight will go very well. I think it's just the landing we're going to have to be a bit concerned about, but we'll do our best. If we have to go around. That's the other thing too. So if we have to go around a couple times, I'm going to do that as well, just to be, on the safe side. All right, so we got our yellows right there, which means we have a red at the end. So we're going to acknowledge that. So now we're back under the 1000 hertz magnet. I'm hoping too, before we take off, or maybe once we take off, I'll try to look back and see if we can see, depending on the weather, we'll see if we can see the summit or, Mount Lassen. As well, so. But tomorrow we'll be on Cathcart Circle, same time. Yeah, not spot on, but that's okay. I don't want to get it right. In my gaming, being perfect is not a... Yeah. Well, and the thing though is what I've noticed is that sometimes something happens and you're like perplexed as to why it happened. There's no like easy sort of answer. Other times you can kind of figure out like, oh, I missed this. I missed a speedboard sign reduction, or I missed a yellow signal that I should have acknowledged, or something, or an increase in speed. It's you can miss the little things, but other times it seems like what did I? It's not very evident either as to what you might have missed. Oh, I didn't realize there was a blind there. Oh, interesting. I just noticed that. But yeah, if we have to go around, we'll go around a few times. Oh, we got a silver for our efforts. That's okay. 61 kilometers. Yeah, that's not too bad. So anyway, that's going to be it. I will see you all in about an hour and a half on Flight Sim. We'll do that trip, and hopefully it'll be nice and enjoyable, and we'll go from there. All right, take care. I will